Hey everyone, this is Chris here, and welcome to today's video where we're going to be discussing whether or not Guillermo Vilas should have been ranked #1 in the world all the way back in 1977. This is actually a very controversial topic because Guillermo Vilas was able to win 2 Grand Slam titles back then, and he reached the finals of a 3rd Grand Slam, but he was only ranked #2 that year because of the way that the Grand Slam and the ATP ranking points were calculated back in the 1970s. Now, before we get into this topic, I'd like to encourage you guys, if you're new to this channel, to please take a minute to hit the subscribe button down below. That'll keep you notified of any time we release additional content like this. And of course, if you enjoy videos like this, then please be sure to share this video with your friends. All right, guys, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so now we're going to be diving into one of the most interesting topics, in my opinion at least, of the last 50 years, which is how could Guillermo Vilas, a player who was able to win 2 Grand Slam titles and reach the finals of a 3rd, how is it that he was not able to be ranked #1 in the world in the calendar year in which he performed all this? And it's one of the most baffling things when you think about it, if you come at it from the perspective of how things are ranked today. You know, a player gets 2,000 ranking points for winning a Grand Slam title, they get 1,000 for winning a Masters. But back in the 1970s, the way the ATP would calculate the player's ranking was based off of their average. So they would look at all the tournaments that the player had played in throughout the course of that year, and they would say, okay, so this player on average is reaching the finals, let's say, of a Grand Slam. And they take another player and they say, well, this player is reaching the semifinals of a Grand Slam. So player A should be ranked ahead of player B because of the fact that player A has a better overall average. Now, with that being said, player B might have won a couple of major titles and player A might not have won any. And that's very much what happened in this case. You see, Guillermo Vilas lost in the 3rd round of Wimbledon, which heavily affected his average for that year, but he was able to make the finals of the Australian Open, he won the French Open, and he won the US Open, and I believe he also made the finals of the World Tour Masters that year. I think it was called something different, but he had an exceptionally good year that year. So you have to look at it and say, why is it that he wouldn't be ranked #1? And another thing that's really interesting is that there were actually some mathematicians, I believe they were Argentinian mathematicians, that took a look at the results of his career, and they even were able to determine that Guillermo Vilas should have been ranked #1 back in 1975 for 5 weeks, and at the beginning of 1976, I believe for the first 2 weeks of that year. So that means that he would have finished 1975 as the world #1. And he definitely should be recognized by the ATP as being a #1 player. Unfortunately, the ATP has never made an effort to rectify this. So he's really the best player to never be officially recognized by the ATP as the #1 player in the world. And it's really a shame, and it's something that I hope that they will rectify soon because he deserves that. He had by far the best result of any player in 1977. And for them to still not acknowledge this 45 years later, 46 now years later, it's just ridiculous in my book. So anyway, guys, so those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think that the ATP should rectify the ATP rankings for back then to make it so that Guillermo Vilas is officially recognized as being the #1 player in the world? Leave me your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Happy New Year's, and I will catch you at the next one.